The Haven is a small fictional town located in the mountains in Shropshire, UK. The town is known for its beautiful scenery and friendly people. The town is also home to a number of small businesses, including a bakery, a coffee shop, and a bookstore. All the characters, locations, backstories and scripts are entirely generated by Bing ChatGPT. The characters are Emily and Jack Smith, the young couple who recently moved to the Haven to start a new life together. They are both friendly and outgoing, but they have a few secrets that they are keeping from each other. George and Margaret Brown, the retired couple. William Thompson, the successful businessman who recently moved to the Haven to start a new business venture. He is very ambitious and driven, but he also has a bit of a dark side. William is a lawyer and is involved in fraudulent activities such as embezzlement, money laundering, or bribery. Luna Rodriguez, the local artist. Luna Rodriguez is Sophia's cousin. They grew up together and have always been close. Luna often helps out at the bakery when they're short-staffed. Maria Garcia, Maria, a friendly and outgoing woman who has worked at the bakery as owner for many years and is like a second mother to Luna Rodriguez. Juan Garcia, a young man who is passionate about baking and is always experimenting. Rosa Martinez, a shy and reserved woman who is an expert at making traditional Spanish pastries and cakes. Carlos Gonzalez, a gruff and no-nonsense man who is in charge of the bakery's finances and keeps everything running smoothly. Sofia Rodriguez, a bubbly and energetic young woman who is always coming up with new marketing ideas to promote the bakery. Sarah Johnson, a single mother who is struggling to make ends meet. She works at the local bakery and is always trying to find ways to provide for her children. She is very determined and hardworking, but she also has a bit of a temper. Emma Lucy, a young woman in her late 20s. She is a recent graduate from a prestigious business school, and she has a lot of experience in the tech industry. John Anderson, a middle-aged man in his early 40s. He is married with 2 children, and he has been working as a lawyer for over 15 years. David Johnson. David was William's mentor when he was starting out as a lawyer. David was a successful lawyer himself, and he took William under his wing and taught him everything he knew. However, David was also involved in some shady business dealings, and he eventually got cut and went to jail. He works in the legal practice despite being an ex-prisoner. Emily is originally from the United States, while Jack is from the UK. They met while Emily was traveling in Europe and fell in love. They decided to move to the Haven because they were drawn to the town's beautiful scenery and friendly people. Emily is a nurse who works at the local hospital. She is married to Jack Smith. Emily is originally from the United States. Jack Smith was born in a small fictional town of Havenfield, Shropshire, UK. He grew up in a loving family and had a happy childhood. Jack was always interested in science and technology, and he excelled in school. After graduating from high school, Jack went to university to study engineering. He met Emily at university, and they fell in love. After they graduated, they moved to London together to start their careers. Jack worked for a large engineering firm, and Emily worked for a marketing agency. They were both successful in their careers but felt unfulfilled. They decided to move to the Haven to start a new life together and pursue their dreams. Jack is passionate about renewable energy and wants to start a business that focuses on developing new technologies that can help reduce carbon emissions. He is hardworking, ambitious, and determined to make a difference in the world. Jack and Emily met at the University of Cambridge in England. They were both studying engineering and were in the same class. They were assigned to work together on a project, and they quickly became friends. They spent long hours working together in the lab and studying for exams. They discovered that they had a lot in common and enjoyed each other's company. They started dating soon after they finished their project, and the rest is history. Jack's carpentry business is located in the heart of the Haven. It's a small, cozy shop with a sign that reads Jack's Carpentry hanging above the door. The shop has large windows that let in plenty of natural light, and there are beautiful wooden furniture pieces displayed in the windows. When you walk inside, you're greeted by the smell of freshly cut wood and the sound of Jack's saw buzzing away. The shop is filled with all kinds of tools and equipment, and there are wooden furniture pieces everywhere you look. Jack is always busy working on a new project, whether it's a custom-made table or a set of chairs for a local restaurant. His work is known throughout the Haven for its quality and craftsmanship. People come from all over to have Jack build them something special for their homes. George Brown. George is a retired man who has lived in the Haven for many years. He is very involved in the community and is always willing to lend a helping hand. He is a bit stubborn at times, but he has a heart of gold. He is very set in his ways and can be resistant to change, but he is also very wise and has a lot of life experience. He is married to Margaret Brown. They have a daughter, Sarah Smith, wife of John Smith. Margaret Brown. Margaret is George's wife and is also retired. She is very supportive of George and is always there for him when he needs her. She is very kind and caring, but she can also be a bit of a worrier. She is very involved in the community and is always looking for ways to help others. She is very creative and enjoys painting and other artistic pursuits. She is the mother of Sarah Smith. Sarah Smith. Sarah Smith is the daughter of George Brown and Margaret Brown, and she runs the bookshop with her brother John Smith. David Johnson. David was William's mentor when he was starting out as a lawyer. David was a successful lawyer himself, and he took William under his wing and taught him everything he knew. However, David was also involved in some shady business dealings, and he eventually got caught and went to jail. William was devastated by David's downfall, and he felt like he had lost a father figure. He works in the legal practice despite being an ex-prisoner. William Thompson. William is a successful businessman who recently moved to the Haven to start a new business venture. He is very ambitious and driven, but he also has a bit of a dark side. William is a lawyer and is involved in fraudulent activities such as embezzlement, money laundering, or bribery. William moved to the Haven to start a new business venture. He saw an opportunity to invest in the town's growing economy and decided to take a chance. He was drawn to the town's beautiful scenery and friendly people, and he thought it would be the perfect place to start fresh. However, he also had a hidden agenda. He was looking for a place to hide from his past and start over. He is from Bridgewater, Somerset. He had a past relationship with a woman named Sophie. Sophie was William's college sweetheart, and they were together for several years. However, William's ambition and drive often got in the way of their relationship, and they eventually broke up. William has not seen or spoken to Sophie in several years, but he still thinks about her from time to time. Emma is William's business partner and the co-founder of his new venture in the Haven. They have been working together for several months, and they have developed a close working relationship. However, William's dark side has started to emerge, and Emma is starting to become suspicious of his behavior. William is aware of Emma's suspicions, and he is starting to feel threatened by her. John is William's closest friend at work, and they have been working together for several years. John is aware of William's dark side, but he has always been supportive of him. However, John is starting to become suspicious of William's behavior, and he is starting to distance himself from him. William is aware of John's suspicions, and he is starting to feel betrayed by him. Emma Louise. Emma is a young woman in her late 20s. She is a recent graduate from a prestigious business school, and she has a lot of experience in the tech industry. Emma is very ambitious and driven, and she is always looking for new opportunities to grow and learn. She is also very intelligent and analytical, and she has a keen eye for detail. Emma is starting to become suspicious of William's behavior, and she is starting to investigate him. Emma is a recent graduate from a prestigious business school in the UK called St. Mary's School of Business. She has a lot of experience in the tech industry, and she is very ambitious and driven. Emma is always looking for new opportunities to grow and learn. She is also very intelligent and analytical, and she has a keen eye for detail. Emma moved to the Haven to work for a tech company that is based there. Emma grew up in a small village of Barton, Richmondshire district of North Yorkshire, England. In the UK, she was always interested in the arts, and she spent most of her childhood drawing and painting. Sophie Brown. Sophie was William's college sweetheart, and they were together for several years. However, William's ambition and drive often got in the way of their relationship, and they eventually broke up. William has not seen or spoken to Sophie in several years, but he still thinks about her from time to time. She is the daughter of George and Margaret Brown. She is Sarah's sister. Sophie and Sarah are very close and have always been there for each other. They grew up together in the Haven and have many fond memories of their childhood. Sophie is an artist and often helps out at the bakery when they're short-staffed. She is very creative and enjoys painting and other artistic pursuits. She is also very kind and caring, just like her mother Margaret. Ava Williams. Ava Williams is a black, young woman who moved to the Haven from London. She was looking for a change of pace and decided to take a job at the Haven's Sweet Spot. She quickly fell in love with the town and the people, and decided to stay. She is now Oliver's right-hand woman and helps him run the coffee shop. Together, they make a great team and are always coming up with new ideas to make their customers happy. She also occasionally works at the bakery. Oliver Jones and Ava Williams are currently in a romantic relationship with each other. They met at the Haven Sweet Spot coffee shop where Ava works as a staff member. They have been dating for about 2 years now. William Thompson is a customer at the Haven Sweet Spot coffee shop where Ava works. He has a crush on Ava, but she is not interested in him. Luna Rodriguez is Ava's best friend. They have known each other since they were kids. Carlos Gonzalez. Carlos is a gruff and no-nonsense man who is in charge of the bakery's finances and keeps everything running smoothly. How about Carlos grew up in a small town in Spain and was always fascinated by numbers and finance? He studied accounting in college and went on to work for a large bank in Madrid. However, he always felt like something was missing and longed to start his own business. When Sophie approached him with the idea of starting a bakery, he saw it as the perfect opportunity to use his financial skills to help her succeed. Carlos and Maria have a bit of a contentious relationship. Carlos is always pushing for the bakery to be more profitable and efficient, while Maria is more focused on maintaining the bakery's traditions and quality. They often butt heads over how to run the bakery, but they both have a deep love for it and are committed to making it succeed. John Anderson. John is a middle-aged man in his early 40s. He is married with 2 children, and he has been working as a lawyer for over 15 years. John is a very loyal and trustworthy person, and he takes his work very seriously. He is also very protective of his family, and he would do anything to keep them safe. John is starting to become suspicious of William's behavior, and he is starting to distance himself from him. He works at the legal practice. John's wife's name is Rachel Anderson and she is 38 years old. Their children are named Emily Anderson and Jack Anderson. Emily is 12 years old and Jack is 8 years old. John Garcia. John Garcia was a successful businessman who owned a chain of restaurants. He was known for his delicious food and excellent customer service. However, one day, he decided to expand his business by opening a new restaurant in a different city. Unfortunately, the new restaurant didn't do as well as he had hoped and he ended up losing a lot of money. He was forced to close down the restaurant and declare bankruptcy. He is the wife of Maria Garcia and the father of Sarah Jones. John Smith. John Smith runs the bookshop with his wife Sarah Smith. Juan Garcia. Juan, a young man who is passionate about baking and is always experimenting with new recipes and techniques. He is one of the employees at the Haven Bakery. Juan is in his mid-30s. He's a few years older than Sophia, but they're still a great match and share a deep love of baking. He is married to Sofia Rodriguez. They met while studying baking at a culinary school in Madrid and fell in love over their shared passion for pastries. They moved to Haven together to start their own bakery and have been happily married ever since. Juan is a young man who grew up in the Haven. He has always been passionate about baking and has been helping his mother in the kitchen since he was a child. After completing his high school education, he decided to pursue his passion and started working at Maria's bakery. Maria, who is originally from Spain, was impressed by Juan's baking skills and offered him a job at her bakery. Juan has been working at the bakery for the past 5 years and has become an integral part of the team. He is known for his delicious pastries and cakes, which are very popular among the locals. Juan is a hard-working and dedicated employee who takes pride in his work. He hopes to one day open his own bakery in the Haven and continue the tradition of baking delicious treats for the people of his town. Luna Rodriguez. Luna Rodriguez is a local artist who is very talented but also very eccentric. She is always coming up with new and creative ideas, but she can also be a bit unpredictable at times. Luna grew up in a small town in Spain, where her parents owned a bakery. From a young age, Luna was fascinated by the artistry of baking and spent many hours in the kitchen with her parents, experimenting with new recipes and techniques. As Luna grew older, she became more interested in other forms of art, such as painting and sculpture. She attended art school in Madrid, where she honed her skills and developed a unique style that combined traditional Spanish motifs with modern techniques. After graduation, Luna moved to Haven to pursue her dream of becoming a professional artist. She struggled at first, working odd jobs to make ends meet while trying to get her art noticed. Despite her success, Luna remained true to her roots and continued to draw inspiration from the small town of Frigiliana, Andalusia in Spain where she grew up. She often incorporated elements of Spanish culture into her work, such as flamenco dancers and bullfighters. Luna seems to be an independent and creative person who values her freedom and individuality. She may have a few close friends but is likely to be more of a loner who prefers to spend time alone or with a small group of people who share her interests and passions. Luna worked at her parents' bakery when she was growing up. However, after she graduated from art school, she moved to Haven to pursue her dream of becoming a professional artist. It is unclear whether she continued to work at the bakery after moving to Haven. She may have a particular fondness for traditional Spanish recipes that she learned from her parents, such as churros or empanadas. Luna Rodriguez is Sophia's cousin. They grew up together and have always been close. Luna often helps out at the bakery when they're short-staffed, and she's always bringing in her latest creations for everyone to try. Michael Jones. Michael Jones is the husband of Sarah Jones. Oliver Jones. Oliver Jones was born and raised in the Haven. He has always been passionate about coffee and baking. After completing his studies in culinary arts, he decided to open a coffee shop in his hometown. He named it the Haven Sweet Spot because he wanted it to be a place where people could come and relax while enjoying a cup of coffee and a sweet treat. He is the owner of Haven's Sweet Spot. Oliver Jones and Ava Williams are currently in a romantic relationship with each other. They met at the Haven Sweet Spot coffee shop where Ava works as a staff member. They have been dating for about 2 years now. Emily and Jack Smith are friends with Oliver and Ava. They often hang out together and have dinner parties. George and Margaret Brown are also friends with Oliver and Ava. They often go on walks together in the mountains. William Thompson is a customer at the Haven Sweet Spot coffee shop where Ava works. He has a crush on Ava but she is not interested in him. Luna Rodriguez is Ava's best friend. They have known each other since they were kids. Maria Garcia is Oliver's aunt. She owns the bakery where Ava works. Juan Garcia is Maria's son and he works at the bakery with Ava. Rachel Anderson. Rachel Anderson is a housewife who takes care of their children and also works part-time as a teacher at a local school. She is married to John Anderson. Their children are named Emily Anderson and Jack Anderson. Emily is 12 years old and Jack is 8 years old. Rosa Martinez. Rosa was born in a small village in the Andalusian region of Spain. Her parents owned a small bakery, and Rosa grew up helping them make traditional Spanish pastries and cakes. She was especially good at making flan, which was a customer favorite. After finishing high school, Rosa moved to Madrid to study pastry making at a culinary school. She excelled in her studies and was soon offered a job at a prestigious bakery in the city. However, Rosa missed the warmth and simplicity of her home village and often found herself daydreaming about the bakery where she grew up. One day, while visiting her parents, Rosa heard about a small bakery in the Haven that was looking for a pastry chef. She decided to apply for the job and was soon hired. Rosa quickly became an integral part of the bakery's team and is known for her expertly crafted traditional Spanish pastries and cakes. She is still shy and reserved, but she has found a new home in the Haven and is grateful for the opportunity to share her love of baking with others. Rosa is not Maria's mother. She is a colleague of Maria's at the bakery in the Haven. Rosa is known for her expertly crafted traditional Spanish pastries and cakes, while Maria is known for her churros and other baked goods. They both work together to create a wide variety of delicious treats for the bakery's customers. Sarah Johnson. Sarah is a single mother who is struggling to make ends meet. She works at the local bakery and is always trying to find ways to provide for her children. She is very determined and hardworking, but she also has a bit of a temper. Sarah is a young woman who is very ambitious and driven. She is always looking for ways to improve herself and is very focused on her career. She is very intelligent and has a lot of potential. But she can also be a bit naive at times. She is very loyal to her friends and family and will do anything to protect them. She is also very caring and compassionate and is always willing to lend a helping hand. She could be working for a tech company and developing new software products. She has a boy named Jack Johnson who is 7 years old and a girl named Lily Johnson who is 4 years old. Sarah Jones. She is the daughter of John Garcia and Marie Garcia. She is the mother of Oliver Jones. She married Michael Jones. Sophia Rodriguez. Sophia, a bubbly and energetic young woman who is always coming up with new marketing ideas to promote the bakery. She is in her late 20s. Carlos Gonzalez is Sophia's uncle. He's always been passionate about numbers and finance, and he's the one who helped Sophia start her own bakery. He's a bit gruff and no-nonsense, but he has a soft spot for his niece and is always looking out for her. Sophia is married to Juan Garcia. They met while studying baking at a culinary school in Madrid and fell in love over their shared passion for pastries. They moved to Haven together to start their own bakery and have been happily married ever since. Sophia and Juan decided to keep their surnames after they got married. They both felt that their surnames were an important part of their identity and didn't want to give them up. Rosa Martinez is a close friend of Sophia's. Extras. Locations. The town of Haven. The town of Haven is a fictional town in Shropshire. Its real-life location is Ludlow. The town is colloquially known as the Haven. It is the setting for the soap opera The Haven. The town has a number of small businesses, including a bakery, a coffee shop, and a bookshop. It is a small English town with mountains that is overlooked by tourists. It has a high street on which most of the soap action happens. Just off the high street is Jack's Carpentry. Haven High Street. High Street is in the center of the small fictional town of Haven, Shropshire. Consists of the following locations: the Haven Bakery, the bookshop, the coffee shop, Louise and Thompson Legal Practice. Havenfield. Havenfield is a small town located in the countryside of Shropshire, UK. The town is known for its beautiful rolling hills and scenic views. It's a peaceful place where everyone knows each other and looks out for one another. The town has a number of small businesses, including a butcher shop, a tea room, and a gift shop. The tea room is especially popular with the locals and tourists alike because of its delicious scones and tea. The town also has a beautiful park with a lake where people can go fishing or have picnics. Havenfield is a great place to visit if you're looking for some peace and quiet away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Is the birth town of Jack Smith. The real-life location of Haverfield is Ellesmere. It has a population of 2,000. Jack's Carpentry. Jack's Carpentry is in the center of Haven, Shropshire, with a sign Jack's Carpentry hanging above the door. The shop has large windows that let in plenty of natural light, and there are beautiful wooden furniture pieces displayed in the windows. When you walk inside, you're greeted by the smell of freshly cut wood and the sound of Jack's saw buzzing away. The shop is filled with all kinds of tools and equipment, and there are wooden furniture pieces everywhere you look. Jack is always busy working on a new project, whether it's a custom-made table or a set of chairs for a local restaurant. His work is known throughout the Haven for its quality and craftsmanship. People come from all over to have Jack build them something special for their homes. It is just off Haven High Street. Jack's Carpentry shop is a one-man business. Jack is the only one who works there. He takes pride in his work and likes to do everything himself. He believes that he can provide better quality work if he does everything himself. He's always busy working on new projects and doesn't have time to train anyone else. Louise and Thompson Legal Practice. The legal practice is a new business venture for Emma Louise and William Thompson, who are legal partners in the firm. It is located on the high street in the fictional town of the Haven. The firm also employs John the Nook Bookshop. The Haven Bookshop is a quaint bookshop on Haven High Street. It is run by John Smith and his wife Sarah Smith. The Haven Bakery. The bakery in fictional soap opera of the Haven is called the Haven Bakery. It is a small, family-owned business that is known for its delicious pastries and cakes. The bakery is located in the heart of the town and is a popular destination for locals and tourists alike. It is on the fictional Haven High Street, the Haven Sweet Spot. The Haven Sweet Spot is a picturesque coffee shop on Haven High Street with orange painted walls. It is owned by Oliver Jones, 35, and has Ava Williams, 28, as staff. Oliver Jones was born and raised in the Haven. He has always been passionate about coffee and baking. After completing his studies in culinary arts, he decided to open a coffee shop in his hometown. He named it the Haven Sweet Spot because he wanted it to be a place where people could come and relax while enjoying a cup of coffee and a sweet treat. The hills and mountains of Haven. The characters get out to the hills and mountains surrounding the Haven. In real life, the mountains are further away from the town of Ludlow, which is the real-life location for the soap. Jack and Emily's house. Jack and Emily's house to be located on a hilltop overlooking the town. The house is a cozy cottage with a thatched roof and a small garden in front. The garden has a white picket fence around it and is filled with colorful flowers. The house has a large porch with rocking chairs where Jack and Emily can sit and enjoy the beautiful view of the town. The porch also has a swing where they can relax and read books. Inside, the house is decorated with warm colors and has a fireplace in the living room. The kitchen is small but cozy and has a large window that lets in plenty of natural light. The bedroom is located upstairs and has a large window that overlooks the town. It's a perfect place for Jack and Emily to start their new life together. Emily and Jack's home to be a cozy and warm place with a lot of natural light. The walls are painted in light colors like white or beige to make the space feel more open and airy. The furniture is made of wood and has a rustic feel to it. There are a lot of plants around the house, which add to the natural feel of the space. The kitchen is spacious and has a lot of counter space for cooking and baking. There is also a large dining table where they can host dinner parties with friends and family. The bedroom is simple but elegant, with a large bed and soft bedding. There are also a lot of windows in the bedroom that let in plenty of natural light.